And even if you were to have like a prompt of 10 different things, right? Like say if you had one prompt of like, oh, like here's 10 different personality traits, here's 10 different superpowers, here's 10 different drawbacks.
I like coming up with random list of powers and then just see what I come up with.
Imagine rolling just those things every single time. It's always going to vary. The possibility of that happening is, again, like a 1 in 10 chance, but it's like, it shows that there's
always something else cool right around the corner that we can come up with, because there's no end to the prompts. There's no end to what we could roll up.
Now we're going to be officially rolling for superpowers. This is usually the make or break. Heyo, and hello everyone, and welcome to Roll for Hero, a segment of the channel in which we let the dice dictate what on God's green earth we will be drawing for today. It is me, your ever weird and ever loving, cracked out Uncle E, and of course, with me today is of course my big bearded, bald-headed, beautiful co-star. You know him, you love him, claimed to be the world's sexiest man in 1969, Mr. Fish.
Well, that just keeps going further and further back. What is up, everybody? Glad to be here.
It's one of those three. I don't know, man. I'm just like, first of all, I'm already like hyperventilating, and I was like rushing. I snagged up my hat like across the apartment. I just got myself some refreshments, all within the span of the intro.
Yeah, it's been a last minute hustle, but I'm glad you're here. I'm glad Dragon Gaming, Ben are here in the house. I'm sure Dadpool will be along any minute. Glad to see everybody this morning. Hope you're doing well this afternoon. Sorry. Old habits.
Yeah, sorry about that, everyone. This was a bit of a delay in a lot of things. This is actually a pretty hyped up week for me right now, just because got my cousin's wedding coming up literally this Friday, if I'm incorrect. Yeah, Friday. She's going to get married, and I'm very happy for her. So it's my cousin Juliana. Hi. How you doing? I called you out now. Hi, Juliana. I called you out now. You're welcome. Anyways, but outside of that, though, it's going to be an exciting stream. I need to get my wristbands on because I feel weirdly naked without them when I go on streams. I made this part of my entire personality. I made these my whole personality. I have like so many other colors. I have like a lot of these for no reason. I've been yapping too much. Mr. Fish, how have you been? I mean, first of all, I think congratulations are in proper order here, given how your Kickstarter for the trade paperback of The Green Zone, Life in the Blocks has been officially funded all the way through.
Yeah, we hit funding. We hit the first stretch goal. We are well on our way to hitting the second milestone goal, which will be 100 backers, which will unleash another 3-inch sticker. This time it'll be Bellamy. All the physical backers are already getting the 3-inch Virgil sticker because of the milestone we hit at 50 backers. And then when we hit the stretch goal, everybody is getting the metal bookmark that has been unlocked. There's the sticker. There's the awesome metal bookmark showing its thing that everybody will be getting. The next one will be the Bellamy sticker. And then the next stretch goal to hit, which we'll probably hit in the next day or two, will unlock the Cruiser as a 3D model it'll be a resin 3D print to go with the miniatures of all the figures for the people that get that, or as a digital STL file for people like your Uncle E over here to print up at home on their own 3D printer, or friends, or at the library or makerspace or wherever. And the campaign's going well. We're soaring along. Anybody that could give it a share, a like, a shout out, say something, make a TikTok about what you like about Green Zone or something, or show off the characters that you designed for Green Zone. Looking at you, Benjamin, over there, making all the images of all the dozens of characters from Green Zone. Give them a share. Tell people go check out the campaign. I would appreciate it. It would be a big help because it's always the hardest thing in the world is getting it out there in front of new eyes that might be interested in it. But yeah, the campaign's going well, and I'm really excited to see where it ends up by the end of it. We're just halfway through, and we've already smashed goal. We've already broken the record for my highest campaign to date, and I'm really interested to see where it goes. Be interesting to see Mr. Fish's fire elemental character in Green Zone. Absolutely. It would be cool. If I didn't already have somebody that started the explosion in the book, I would stick him in there, but I already got somebody. He's kind of important to the rest of the story. So, but anyway, if you haven't checked it out, go to GoMrFish.com and check it out. Pick yourself up a copy.
Mr. Fish and all of his amazing books. I can attest to this, not just because I have a bias of him being a really good friend of mine or anything like that. His artwork, his writing, of course, as well as TS, they work together amazingly to create the best books around, and they are 100% worth obtaining because there has been time, effort, and of course, passion. And you have a thing that you wanted to state.
Speaking of which, I'm not just a producer of Fine Indie Comics, I'm also a supporter of Fine Indie Comics. And I went to the local comic book store, and let me put myself up here. Come on, switch out now. I pushed the thing. Now you go and you do the thing.
All right. I like the screen here too. I might as well show that.
There we go. All right, not only am I a producer of Fine Indie Comics, I'm also a supporter, and I just picked up my copy of The Digger from Invader Comics, written by one T.S. Luther, who you may know from such books as Green Zone, Life in the Blocks, The Mighty Cow, The Cro-Magnon, or even Alice Lost in Wonderland, which he does an amazing job writing the scripts on. But this sucker right here, this book is good, y'all. This book made me mad. I had to message old T.S., and I was like, look here, dude. You are meaner to the kid in this book than I am to Virgil in Green Zone. And that's really saying something. I was literally ready to cuss right here. I probably did cuss at TS. I apologize. Wasn't very mannerly of me. But he flat hurt my feelings in this book. It is good. It is emotional. The artwork is freaking out of sight, man. It is so emotional and has so much character in it and everything, and you can really see the love pouring off the page.
I believe T.S. best describes it as what if Indiana Jones was hunting down Short Round?
I'm telling
you. If you guys know how that turns out, go grab yourself a Digger at your local comic book shop. Make sure to call your local comic shop to tell them, hey, I want this comic book, The Digger, written by T.S. Luther. Please go apprehend it. Trust me, I will when I have the opportunity. But at the moment, weddings and fundings and everything else in between, I'm currently yanking my chain. So
another one to pick up would be the Liminals. It's live on Kickstarter right now. You can go check it out. It's a little bit of a weird name, Liminals, Liminals. And it's backwards for all of y'all. But the Liminals, this is a really good book. The kid at Shattered Vision Comics sent me a preview copy of it along with some other creators. And not only is he writing it and illustrating it himself, he got an inker to help him out with it, but he's doing everything on this except editing because he's a smart kid. This is a really good book. It's got a really awesome mix of like old vintage feel and like modern tropes and aesthetics. And it's a really neat idea. I really enjoyed it. And the thing that really gets me, besides getting to actually hold a copy in my hand to check it out before the Kickstarter, was at one point in this book, he had me just yelling at the page. I was like, why don't you just do this? Why are you doing it the way the villain wants you to? And then like on the very next page, the heroes came to the same conclusion, which made me feel brilliant. It's like figuring out the murderer right before the detective, drops the knowledge on you. It made me feel so smart and tied to the story. It was freaking brilliant. I really like this story. You should go check it out. This kid at Shattered Vision Comics is going somewhere. So go check it out. He hit goal already. He's already passed his first stretch goal. So go give it a follow, like, share, check it out. And it's super affordable. Not for nothing.
And we love affordable comics. Affordable comics are the best kind of comics. But also, I had the luxury to pop on over to the stream that Shattered Vision was on with Mr. Fish, and we were just kind of yipping and yapping and doing everything else between. So I can genuinely sense the legitimate passion he has for comic book creation like I do. But again, like his is on a whole different level. Everyone got different levels of passion in terms of their comic creation.
He's a smart dude. He's smart. He's coming at it from a whole different level and really incorporating all kinds of great ideas of how to make it fun and interactive and all this stuff. And oh man, I love the ideas and the cool angle that he's coming from, man. It's awesome. Hello, Jessica Williams. Good to see you.
Hey, howdy. Benjamin, hey, how are we doing today? And then not only that, actually, some fun little news here. I still have no idea what to do with this just yet. I'm actually completed of issue 1 of the Grub, and now I'm actually moving on to issue 2, even going as far as to finally working on my first page. I wonder what this guy looks like, to be honest.
Ah, that's a damn sexy man right there. That's what that is. That's a handsome man.
I wonder what this guy looks like.
He talks with his hands. Gotta love a guy that talks with his hands.
Yeah, there you go. I always love trying to fit in a lot of my friends in the.
What is up, Rick? I hope you're feeling good today, man. I hope you have a blessed day today, man. It's good to see you.
Oh yeah. Well, anyways, enough of the amazing promotions that we got going on over here. I got to figure out what I got to do with the Grub, because I don't know if I want to do a Kickstarter for it or if I want to do like something for this, because I want to get this book out. I mean, I want to try to get it out before I head off to Tulip City Comic-Con, just so at least I have a few. Like, I don't even care at this point if it's like I have to print it myself and have zines out and whatnot. I just got to get this out. Obviously I'm going to keep them in black and white, but then at some point I want to challenge myself. And by challenge myself, I mean, I want to hate myself and learn how to do the CMYK method of coloring. Because that is.
Oh, you want to make it difficult on yourself. I know about that.
Exactly.
I have a long history of making things hard on myself for no reason.
Anyways, outside of that, everyone, today it is back to the Sci-Fi Saga. For the past 2 episodes, since we celebrated Mr. Fish's, launch of the Kickstarter, and not only that, he's actually been fully funded and reaching more goals. And then on top of that, the last episode was actually my fiance's birthday, and that was actually a fun time drawing all those cool characters together and such. Today we are hopping back into the Sci-Fi Saga within season 2, and I know, right? I just know how to utilize my hands and finding weird ways to talk. Right? So we're having
the last 2 episodes of season 2 of the Sci-Fi Saga.
Well, how many do we have left?
Yeah, this is episode 11. So
shoot!
This episode and the next episode, and then we out y'all for the season 2. So
I'm not even gonna lie. A part of me was like, oh man, I don't know how many more episodes left we have of the Sci-Fi Saga. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm having a blast, but I'm also kind of like, all right, I gotta break out of the sci-fi stuff now. Now I gotta do some other things, and that's why 12 episodes was the perfect amount of episodes to work with, just because of the fact that if we kept going further and further and further, we would not go anywhere else. So I am super glad for that, and that means for next week, I gotta get some lists ready for next week, because that's also a vital time for us to really roll up the next season or roll for hero.
Yeah, we got to be ready for that for next week. We have to have some lists ready and what we decided to do for those of y'all, the Rick Moody's and such that are just now tuning in. What we decided to do for next season is we are going to come up with lists of different settings, and then we're going to roll and combine 2 settings. So it could end up being sci-fi Wild West, or it could end up being Victorian dinosaurs, or it could end up being,
cyberpunk,
samurai Sherlock Holmes. Who knows?
There you go. Something along the lines of that. So we're going to try to find primarily settings. It's really hard to kind of dictate settings, because sometimes we end up, letting a character dictate that. But when we want to try to figure out like what setting we're going to be working on next, so we're going to have 2 different lists. We're going to roll 1 dice each, and then whichever one we roll, we're going to figure that out. I mean, a part of me wanted to also make a list of the pre-established worlds that we had, like the steampunk world, the primal empire world, and all those other ones too. But I feel like that should be a different season for later on, just to keep up with the spontaneity of it and to really have at it. Mr. Fish and I, we're going to come up with some lists. We're going to roll up what we're going to be diving into for next season to roll for here, and just seeing where that goes. Outside of that, today we will be drawing. Today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. Today, I'm going to be rolling. Mr. Fish is going to be rolling, but here's how this is going to work. All right. So for those of you at home, and for those of you who have friends that are joining along, drawing this out, first of all, if you're even doing that remotely, sick, love that. Let's keep this going. I want that show. I want Roll for Here to be that kind of show. But also, here's how this is going to go down. I'm going to roll stats, or so everything on this list that Mr. Fish has graciously gifted us here. On this list, I'm going to roll what Mr. Fish is going to be drawing. Sorry, because it's always weird with all the directions and stuff. I'm going to roll what Mr. Fish is going to be drawing.
Hey, what's up? Steampunk Fairies.
Mr. Fish is going to be rolling up what I'm going to draw.
Mm-hmm.
So this is going to be a challenge, because sometimes we'll end up rolling out some of the best ideas ever. And there are times we're so glad that it's either ours or whatever. But this time it's more like I'm going to either get super mad or upset if I end up rolling some of the coolest things ever and Mr. Fish gets to have it. and then I can assume it's only vice versa. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's the way it tends to go. Like somebody else always rolls the thing I really wanted to get to do. Like I remember when we did the Christmas episode, I think Dadpool rolled up like the career or whatever that I was really hoping I would get, and I ended up getting the reindeer soldiers, which was not what I expected, but it ended up being cool. So, the challenge is part of the fun. So, we're also going to be rolling up a hero and a villain. So, to figure that out, I thought it would be cool to roll against each other, and then whoever gets the highest roll gets to pick who gets what. So,
All
you
right.
ready to
How are
go?
we doing this? 1d6?
Yeah, do 1d6.
Perfect. You go first.
I got a 6. So, see what you get. If you match it, we'll roll again.
Literally a 5.
All right, so I win. I want to do the villain because I really like your take on heroes. I think you do a really good job with heroes. So I'm taking the villain because I want to see what you do with a hero. So, all right,
You know what?
now.
It is fair. Also, the last time I ended up taking the villain role and you got the hero role when we did that steampunk episode when you wanted to do like the invulnerable.
Oh yeah, I did. I ended up doing the farm boy, and you did the.
I did
hunter.
Ivan the invulnerable, the hunter.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I mean, hey, this time it's the more fun, justified method of like, all right, my turn. I want to do the hero now. No, me.
That's an even better reason. If I thought that far ahead, we'd be sitting pretty.
Exactly.
Okay, now it's time to roll 1d6 dice for race. Are we going to be?
I gotta do this. All right, and this time I'm gonna kind of do something I never usually do because I'm gonna try to not draw symmetrically this time. I always have a tendency to do that.
Boom.
I know, bonkers. But then again, I should also show y'all what I ended up doing last episode. So for context, this is actually a strawberry cow minotaur monk who actually has like a nose ring that's like a cursed object that's actually killing her. But she wants to give this to someone else, but she doesn't want to at the same time. This is what we ended up kind of rolling up a little bit last week. But this was actually my fiance's D&D character that she ended up playing in a one-shot where she fought the living embodiment of Hurricane Milton as a dragon. Florida, I tell you, it is something. It is something. If my friends ever watch this, they get the context and they know a lot more. Anywho's, and I'm yapping too much. What did you roll up, Mr. Fish? Or are you going to roll up?
I haven't rolled yet for a race. I was waiting on you.
Sorry about
that. You get to draw an android.
And you are drawing an android as well.
Oh, look at that. Look at that. I mean, if we end up rolling all the same things again.
I swear.
I
don't know why I would be.
All right. Now, well, let's see. We don't really have an element per se as an android. Are we going to be a humanoid android, or do we want to roll an alien looks? This is outer space sci-fi.
This is true. All right, let's do it. I'm gonna make my regrets here.
All right.
Combine 3 random. Is it bad that I don't want to do that anymore?
Yeah, but you're not the one that has to do it. Remember, I'm the one that has to do 3 random animals.
Right. Well, I mean, hey, listen. In a way, I don't want to curse you having to find 3 animals to combine again.
Hey, that's okay. I'll do it because you got invertebrate, so you get to do an invertebrate android.
Thanks, invertebrate.
So let's see, random animals. I guess you're going to roll my random animals.
Yeah, hold on a second. Invertebrate. Because I can spell. All right, what am I doing here? 3d6. Let me actually get 3 separate colors of d6 so I'm not confused.
They got a superhuman.
Okay, there we go. You have, all right, I got to reroll that one again because that's still the same number. All right, hold on. Get that, and then.
It's very, very that number.
Okay, well, let's try not to get that number, please. Thank you. Okay, so you have a 1, which is armadillo. Got a 3, which is
It's 3 is armadillo. It's rolling 3d6 for
right.
one
Oh,
number.
so I have to. Wait, how many animals should I roll up? Just 1?
3 animals, but you got to roll 3d6 to get the number for the animal.
Oh, okay. Hold on a second. So that means that it was 2. All right, hold on. Now I got to redo all that because my brain wasn't functioning like it always does. All right, this one's 11.
11 is a shark. Surprise.
Surprise, surprise, surprise.
Shark is going off the list next season.
Oh, I'm telling you, no, we're done. Listen, if there are things that I want off the list, I want elemental powers off the list. I want sharks off the list. All right, and what else was there?
Okay, now 3d6 again.
It's going to be a number 5, a big cat.
Big cat.
Okay.
The tiger shark, if you will. And then
Okay,
one more to make it even less fun. Let's add something else into the mix because I could make tiger shark cool.
I really don't want to.
Hey, that's what we roll, man. And this is roll for hero. This ain't get what you want for hero.
That's true. All right, that's 5. Hold on a second because I can count. 10.
10 is lizard.
Okay, you can still work with that.
Yeah, I can figure something out. Okay,
right,
moving on. Now we
right,
go to power sets for our shark, cat, lizard android. Roll 1d6 to see how many powers the other gets.
You have 2 minor powers.
You, as a matter of fact, get 2 minor powers. So there we go. That's easy enough.
All right, so because I totally know what an invertebrate is. Not me having to research what an invertebrate is on Roll for Hero of all things. Anyways,
well, there's lots of things that are invertebrates, like octopus are invertebrates. Crabs technically are invertebrates because their skeleton's on the outside. Spiders, worms, anything that doesn't have a skeleton is an invertebrate.
So it's one of the. Oh gosh, this is gonna be a thing. All right. I'm thinking like a techno organic style type of, android that could always be a fun thing. All right. Let's see. I got to roll 2 of your powers here.
Yeah. So 3d6, add them together, and
that's going to be. Ooh, it's going to be. You got 15. Which
15 is heat or cold from me, and you get shock. So that would be like generating a little electric field or something, or like an electric eel or something.
And that's going to be
Miles Morales
10,
is shock. What'd you get?
You got a 10. So I rolled a 10 for you, which is jumping.
All right, jumping. I'm a jumping shark. I've gotten jumping like almost every time. And you got 5, which is where animal. That an android that could alter into something. Now that's an interesting idea. Perhaps it goes from humanoid looking into its
the
invertebrate state. That could be interesting.
Or it could be like one of those, the most hated Beast Wars Transformers is when they were like back on Cybertron. I only saw this from like a rerun or something like that. I think a buddy of mine gave me a DVD of like this like old Beast Wars.
Here's the major powers if you rolled it, by the way. But speaking of your Beast Wars, when they go back to Cybertron, it's kind of like, why are you turning into animals now?
Yeah, I know. So they turn from one animal to a different animal. And it's like the whole point of it was so that you could do the animal to robot thing. Never made any sense to me. Like I understood like robot to animal because I saw the gimmick, but then animal to animal is like, no, it doesn't make any sense. But then again, I'm not a man from the 90s or the 2000s that made that show. All right. Anyone who rolled up major powers, go right ahead. Go roll them up. Go check it out. See what you rolled up.
Give it another second or two for anybody that got that. For their superhumans like Benjamin got. Imagine
Honestly,
rolling up a superhuman and then you get like 1 minor power. Like,
oh my lord. Well,
hooray
then
for
again,
me!
or
I
hooray
have
for
the
me,
power
depending
to
on that.
stick paper
Okay.
clips to my eyelids.
Okay,
All
you know
right,
what?
now let's go to quirks and see what we get there.
Okay, you know what? I'm actually kind of digging the idea. So now that I said like Beast Wars Transformers, I think I can work with that. I think I can work with this. I
Mhm.
can work with this. I will work with this because I have
Benjamin says, what about having the android with 2 different invertebrate forms? Because he says he wants to make things hard on Uncle E. He
to.
said
Of
it's not
course.
easy enough. All right. For your quirk, you get a number 4. You use an ancient weapon. That could be cool. You could have a battle axe or a jet-powered hammer or something.
All right, and for you,
Laser sword. Like, it doesn't have to be ancient. Just using an ancient style weapon as opposed to like a gun.
your power is on a time limit.
Oh, time limit. Okay.
And I can definitely see that operating with the hot or the cold thing, like depending on like how hot, say that you end up using the heat aspect of your superpowers or whatever it is. I can imagine you need to like to have a cooldown period, or if you're too cold, you need to kind of warm up in order for you to properly
Or
activate
like your
again.
body can only take so much of it. So like, are you going to burn out your power core using it? Are you going to risk losing your limbs to use your power for that long? Like, that could be really interesting. Or if it were your whole android form is like only got so much energy, so when you use your powers, you're using up that limit. That could be really interesting. Okay, I believe that is all. So that is it for the rolling up the prompts this time. I've got an android from a race of aliens that look a lot like a shark mixed with a big cat and a lizard that has the powers of controlling heat and cold, jumping, but his powers on a time limit.
Actually, what was mine again?
Shark Lizard Cat Jump NATO.
Yeah, I totally forgot to ask. What was my quirk again?
Your quirk was, oh man. Oh, use an ancient weapon. That's what it was.
All right. Okay, no, okay. I got it all. All right.
Which
So, and for me, I got an android invertebrate with 2 minor powers that were basically shock and a were animal. And on top of that, I wield an ancient weapon. Not gonna lie, now that I kind of talked about Beast Wars Transformers, I'm thinking of like an ocean-themed Beast Wars style Transformer. You know, like maybe like an aquatic, maybe like an aquatic shark, or well, and I never got the specification. Never mind. Hold on. It was an invertebrate. So like I could do like a starfish type thing and then have myself like, you know, transform, give it like that cool armor, that regal kind of a thing. Okay, I got it. I think I got it, guys.
Oh man, there's a lot of cool invertebrates in the ocean we could go with. All right.
Because I could have done spiders, but I'm arachnophobic, so I'm not going to dive too much into that. Now, because I don't want to look up images of
there, says Esteban.
But then again, I also rolled a spider on the Green Zone episode, which, by the way, if you ever use that character, have at it, by the way. I ain't going to charge nothing for that one. But if you end up using that character, that is going to be one of the most gnarly characters to ever use in the Green Zone.
Let's see.
All right. There's also crustaceans, like crabs and stuff. Ooh.
Mm-hmm. Which crabs could make for a really cool one. You know, hermit crabs and stuff could make for a cool one because you could have the shell aspect to work with. It's a separate piece, and then the actual crab form, and then transform into, you know, an android form. Let's see.
Okay, because and thankfully I did have some relative experience drawing out, you know, a crab-based character before I decided to switch her out with Rocket Fist. Okay, so it's an android. That's the part to keep in mind. It's an android. Because I would have gone full-blown organic, but I like the idea of techno-organic, so at least it's like a robot that's trying to feel. Oh, man, there's so many ideas I can go from here. This is the part where it gets awkwardly silent as we phone in and, well, focus on the drawings that lie ahead.
That's the thing. That's where we need like a producer or something to come in and like help read comments and stuff. And
All right, I'm like stuck
keep it
between
from getting
starfish
too
and-
quiet.
Yeah, I'm between like a starfish or like a crab. I can't tell which one I want to.
Dragon Gaming's quirk is slowly killing.
Ooh,
I love that's one of my favorite powers. Just the idea of like, how much are you going to use this if you know it's damaging you?
hmm.
Do you care enough to help your fellow man to risk your life doing it? Or a friend of mine, Lee Gaston, I don't know if he wrote it, but he illustrated a book that I really enjoyed. That was, I think the name of it was Limits. It was on Kickstarter. I backed it. But essentially, the guy got his superpowers from these like alien gauntlets, and they let him like save people and be invulnerable. But the thing he loved the most was that he could fly. And he felt so free flying, and he enjoyed it so much. And he was always out there saving the day and rescuing people. But he knew from the get-go that he was on a time limit and there was only so much power in them, and eventually they were going to run out. But he couldn't stop himself from sometimes just flying for the fun of it, or going out to save the day when it wasn't 100% absolutely necessary. Somebody else could have saved the day, but I get the chance to fly, man. And he just couldn't let that go. And then in the end, it's like, he knows he doesn't have enough power to like take the bomb away and save the day and survive. Like he knows he's going to fall. He's going to run out of power to fly before he can make it back. But, are you just going to let everybody die, or are you going to, be the hero you've been pretending to be all this time, even though really it was, a lot of fun. It wasn't all that sacrificial until now. And, it was beautiful story and beautiful art by an artist I dearly respect and would love to. Oh man, I would love to hire him for Caw or Green Zone or something. He's a great artist.
Okay. That sounds awesome. And that sounds
Yes,
very
on art, I think, is his Instagram. You should follow him.
So the way that I'm going about it, I'm choosing a crustacean. I'm using a crab-like character here.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of like what I got going on for his I'm seeing the vision here. So my thought process for this is like using his shoulder pads, like giving him that crustaceous cybernetic look, but then also using like his shoulder pads, it would actually drop down to his forearm to complete like the actual claw of a crab or something like that. So that's like my little goal over here. And I'm also thinking that like his legs would also kind of like clump up together, like taking all the crab legs, and they would like work together to create the proper formation of like his two whole legs. Because how many they got? Like what, 4, 5 of those things? I don't know how many legs a crab have. Totally. I might be the first one to say it, or probably not, but crabs are just the spiders of the ocean.
Dang it, I'm willing to go out on a limb here.
Just a
I'm
little
willing
bit.
to risk getting canceled and say that crabs are the spiders of the ocean. That's all right. I have long stood by the statement that lobsters are just the cockroaches of the sea. Same difference. Same statement, different font.
Maybe this is actually, you know what, the more I'm thinking about it, this could actually be part of an entire like transforming, race of techno-organic creatures. Totally not at all. Like Autobots or Decepticons. What am I, crazy?
Oh, no, a completely unique, original idea.
Says the guy.
Spawned by
coming from me, the guy who's basically making a knockoff Spider-Man, an entire knockoff Kamen Rider, made a knockoff Fantastic Four.
No.
High and dry.
Couldn't be you.
Never. I am a true Hispanic if that's the case. I mean, you can tell I'm a true Hispanic. I didn't make Spider-Man. I made the Grub. Of course, I made a. Anywho's. There we go. Okay. Oh shit! I'm actually really liking this right now. Okay. Okay. As much as I didn't like the idea that we had to do animals or whatever, I like the fact that I was able to merge the crab and the android part together.
Yeah, I'm really digging where I'm going with this.
Just and to think this is what we rolled up for each other. Imagine if we actually had to stick with the rolls that we did for, like imagine we had to swap it back.
I don't think I did good enough on my invertebrate android last time. I would want another crack at it, but honestly, if I'm being 100% honest, I might have just ended up going down the same channel I went last time, trying to fix whatever I did wrong last time, and probably missed out on doing something better. I can do that sometimes.
Okay, there we go. We got it. Beautiful.
Went to the comic book store today and picked up my pull list that I started for the Digger. And I was real excited. Read the Digger. It was really good. Read the Thundercats I picked up, and they had moved my buddy Drew Moss off of the book. And I didn't realize that because they moved him over to the new what's up, Travis? Good to see you.
Hey, yo. So unfortunately, fiance is
214 says hi, fiance.
Oh, that's my fiance. Hi, fiance. I was gonna be like, sorry, fiance's not here, and then I look at
hi, fiance. I didn't see you.
And then I look at the actual, title. Like, oh shoot, that is her.
It should have said at hi, fiance says hi, fiance, and then I would have understood. But
Hi, honey. I love you.
You got your screen name wrong. There's your problem.
Hey, Mr. Fish Shadow, not me, honey. I will not be taking the blame. Anyways. Here we go.
Esteban says he's scared. I don't blame him. But anyway, I picked up my pull list and I got Thundercats, which was mid without Drew on the art. It wasn't what I was expecting. And the Blue Falcon, Mercy. It's weird. He is like a very nice, very friendly, almost too nice of a guy to be real, like serial killer, essentially. Like, they killed a lot of people in this book. We're very nice and polite about it, but they killed a lot of people.
Are you about the Hanna-Barbera character?
Yeah.
Blue Falcon?
Yeah, it's his new book. And like, it tries to start out as like a semi-gritty, like almost realistic kind of sort of take on Blue Falcon, but not really. And then his dog gets killed, and then he like rebuilds his dog to save his life into this robot body, and now he's 100% got the goofy old costume and can talk and stuff, and it's like, hey BF, when he refers to him and stuff, and is like a cross between not very funny comic relief from the cartoon and like they're trying to do like, it feels like they're trying to do a more serious, dark take on what it would be to have a dog with this kind of mentality that's still like very loyal and wants to be a good boy and make his master proud, but has a sentience enough to describe that. But I don't think they do a very good job on that. Personally, your results may vary. You may love it and think it's the greatest book since sliced bread. The book.
I don't know Sliced Bread had a book.
I
And we
do
both
not
proceed to come
think
up with the lore for Sliced Bread.
Okay. I just stepped in something. I need to go back and fix it so I can step in it properly.
Really get your foot in there.
Yeah. Really feel it squish between your toes.
Gotta do the little sound effects like how Bob Ross does whenever he does a little.
Gonna put a little stripe on my tiger shark man fish reptile dude here. You can mix as many animals together as you want to. It's your universe. I'm gonna make lizardy spikes to kind of mimic fur patterns.
And then not only that, but I feel like the day that we also finish this entire season, guys. By the way, season 2 is close to ending. We got this episode, and then we got next Wednesday, and that's it. Season 2 of Roll for Heroes come to a completion. That's insane.
It is coming up quick.
It is coming up quick, and I was not expecting it to come out so fast. Okay, I've been spending like forever on this one arm and the shoulder because I wanted to do that transforming bit, or at least like the thought process of it being like a transforming bit.
Now, a lot of people, they would have rolled up a big cat, shark, lizard hybrid, and they would have thought that's an unholy abomination against God. I just say it's a happy accident.
Especially to those who are always trying to make some weird sci-fi stuff. Like 2 weird uncles on the internet.
I'm just going to put a little row of spikes here. Put them wherever you think they should be. It's your abomination. You can do what you want.
Oh, that is very strange.
I had so much fun at one point. I was the old church I used to be a part of that I helped plant in our hometown here before I got hit by a tornado. The preacher used to do a lot of props. He used to love using props in the sermon, and being an artist, he would tap me all the time to make them for him. And once he found out the kind of stuff I could do, those props got bigger and stranger, and were a lot of fun. And at one point, he had me make 2 mountains to go on stage, and one of them was big and pretty and full of grass and life, and the other one he said he wanted to look like death and decay, and I went kind of nuts on that death and decay one. I made it scary looking, and the whole time I was sitting there painting it, I had just been painting all these happy trees and stuff on the other one, and then I come over here painting this one, and I got such a kick out of it with my kids. I'd be like, and we're going to throw a little cow skull over here. Maybe some coyotes got him. Maybe it was some zombies. I don't know. This is your desolate landscape. You can make it whatever you want to be. And maybe there's a crack in the earth where lava's spilling out. That's okay. That's just a happy little accident in the Earth's crust. And I just had so much fun being this super dark Bob Ross that it's been kind of a running gag with us ever since.
Alrighty. We're getting somewhere here. trying to like commit to this right now because at the same time, part of me wants to ditch it and be like, I should probably go with that starfish one. It might be more easier. I'm gonna stick to it.
Why go for easy when you can make things hard on yourself? That's what Uncle Fish says.
Yeah,
I
well,
just got finished with a book that I should have been finished with a month ago. And it was only like 11 pages for this short story, but I ended up deciding to come up with a creative new way to do coloring on it to try and make it look like I had watercolored it by hand, which I don't really have the time to do. I thought I could have probably watercolored it by hand faster than what I did. And in trying to develop this new process of how to do it as I went along, I ended up coming up with new ideas every page or two, and then I would have to go back and change all the old pages that all took me like half a day to do to start with. I'd have to go back and change them all so that everything kind of matched now because I came up with this new idea. I just realized I forgot to do one step to all those pages, and I need to go back and fix that. But anyway, it's the job that never ends because I made it complicated on myself. It's going to be beautiful, though.
Why you always want to go this simple route. Don't do what your Uncle Lee is doing and suffering trying to create a crab android Beast Wars Transformer thing over here. I'm not hating it. Like any other day, this would actually be the best design thing I've done so far. But right now, I'm like, I don't know. The vibe is there, but I'm not sure.
Being a Transformer, it feels like it would need a couple of like legs or something tucked away, you know, like
And
some
that's
parts
what I did.
sticking out
This
the back or
person right
something
over
where they
here, actually.
folded up out of the way and made room. I like how the shell is out on the shoulders, which could cover a lot of that stuff. But
that is actually, so that was the part that I was trying to say. So those shoulder pads are actually, I don't know why he's doing that. The shoulder pad are actually his claws that would actually extend further downward. So that's
okay.
like that's the wear animal part. So like whenever he would like need to transform, he'll like make his arms basically just those crab arms, and the shoulder blades would just go down, creating the giant crab pinchers and stuff.
That's cool.
And then his legs are actually a combination of like two, or like basically a combination of four of the crab legs. So he has two of them kind of sticking in the back, and then he has four of the other crab legs kind of combined to create his two separate legs. So that's at least the thought process there.
I can rotate this head around, but what I really want to do is rotate it that way, and I can't do that easily. And that frustrates me because that's really what I want to do with it. And I could redraw it, but I don't want to do that. Because I haven't finished one of these in a while. Because we get to talking and chit-chatting and coming up with cool new ideas spurred on by people in the comments, like Dragon Gaming over there. So I want to get one finished.
Same here. And not only that, but like I really got to start doing this more often in Roll for Heroes, where I got to draw the characters, not always standing symmetrically. This is why I actually really enjoy this right now, because if I did it symmetrically, I would have been like, it's okay. But like now that I see it, like you can kind of see the positioning of him. Looks like he's like, having that sense of motion in him.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I really like about this design so far, being the keywords here. Not everything's going to be perfect, and that's okay. And that's another thing, too. You got to beat the perfectionist out of you. That is one of the hardest lessons I've been learning right now, especially when it comes down to creating comics. You just got to – there are going to be days where you want to let the professionalism just die for like a millisecond.
Yeah, it's tough because, like, especially doing comics, you've got to walk a line between, like, it needs to look good – and I always say, like, you need to do your best work no matter what, the client is doing or whatever. Like, it needs to be the best stuff you can do in that time limit. But also, like, there's a limit of trying to be a perfectionist, and then you end up not getting anything done because you're being too hard on yourself. And that happens a lot. Like, the guy that created the Rocketeer spent so much longer on those books. Like, there's a whole documentary about it. You know, he's got lost in the inking because he was such a perfectionist on it that he would redo pages over and over and over again, that anybody else would be like, man, that page looks amazing. And he's like, no, that line on that chin could have been better. And just redoing it over and over again. And it took so much longer, had the publishers so frustrated with him. And ultimately, that's why they didn't get more of the Rocketeer while he was alive, because he just could not do it. He was so slow because he was such a perfectionist. And that is not where you want to get to. But it's easy to end
That's
up there if you're too hard on yourself.
And that was definitely me, especially with the Unbeatables, because I treated the Unbeatables with such high appraisal, because that was like my magnum opus kind of book that I really wanted to work on for a while, and that's why I struggled with it. So that's the reason why it sounds so stupid, but I had to get away from that and then had to do something else entirely different to really just break the perfectionist, not professionalism, perfectionist. You always got to you got to be professional in what you do, yes. But there are going to be moments where you need to beat the perfectionist out of you so that way you can get stuff done. I can imagine there are plenty of pages that Mr. Fish has drawn, not even in his books, but for other people's books, where it's like not the best, but you know that he put his best effort into it and you still understand what's going on, you know?
Oh, yeah. There's lots of pages in lots of books where, you know, I wish I could go back and have another shot at that face or that chin or that hand or, you know, whatever. But eventually at some point, you know, you've got to call it, and you've also got deadlines to hit and whatnot. And that's the line about being professional in this, is you got to walk that line between like doing a good job, but also like doing the job right and getting it done on time. And part of that is sometimes you gotta get it done. And done and hitting a deadline often beats having it be some imaginary perfect that you were probably never going to hit anyway. And so I've had to come to accept that I'm always going to try and do my best. And you know, as long as I'm doing the best in the time I have and I'm still hitting the deadlines, I'm going to go easy on myself and not beat myself up if it doesn't look exactly like I wish it did.
Same here. I mean, that's something I really got to start applying. And that's also the reason why I've really been enjoying creating the Grub and like that character in particular, because the design was super simple, but then also like the storytelling, I didn't take it so serious. I brought the fun back in making comics again. And for me, that was that was my biggest goal when it came down to creating, any of the books that I wanted to do this year, is that I wanted to just make it fun. You treat it like a fun project, you're going to enjoy the results a lot more knowing that you had a fun time putting it together. You know, sometimes creating comics does feel like a chore, and I don't like it to feel that way, you know? But, you know, in the case of Mr. Fish, it pays the bill. So for him, yeah, sure, it's a chore, but I mean, hey, at least he's getting it done.
It's a job, but I mean, I got to do something, and this is something that I love. So I don't mind putting in long hours, and you know, when I could, like, if I just went back to doing logos for people, it would take me a little while to build up a clientele, but I can charge way more per hour doing logo designs than people are going to pay for comic book pages. But you're buying one logo design that you're going to reuse over and over again for the life of your company, probably. And that comic book panel is one panel on one page in a book with 20 or 60 or 120 pages in it. Like, you're not going to pay as much for that one panel as somebody's going to pay for the image that's going to represent their business to people for the lifetime of the business. So it's a different animal. But, you know, I love this job so much, and I love the satisfaction that I get from this job, that it's worth putting in the long hours for less pay for a job that I dearly love, and I get to work with people that really appreciate my skills and, you know, aren't happy with it and then come back unhappy because they showed it to their neighbor and their neighbor made some comment about it, and now the logo that they loved isn't good enough anymore because, you know, whatever they said. And that was so frustrating. Now I'm always working with professionals or dedicated amateurs that are used to hiring artists, and everything goes so smoothly most of the time. And if there needs to be a revision or something, they usually know how to go about asking for that and how to tell me what they want and what they want changed. And, you know, and especially like if you could explain to me the why, like, where did I miss the mark so I know how to better hit it? That's so much more helpful to me down the road to do, you know, to get you what you wanted. I enjoy it instead of just, I don't know, just, you know, make it more awesome.
But how does one make it more awesome?
It's like, bro, I made it awesome the first time, as far as I'm concerned. You know, my interpretation of awesome, I hit. If yours isn't the same, that's fine. I want to hit it, but you got to be the one to tell me where it missed the mark. I can't tell you that because I wouldn't have sent it to you if I didn't think it hit the mark the first time. But that's the hard thing about being an artist, and a lot of people can't take it, is just the getting used to the fact that, like, there are going to have to be revisions. You are going to work really hard on something and be really proud of it, and you're going to send it to the client knowing that this is, you just nailed it, man. You understood the assignment and you knocked it out of the park, and they're going to send back, no, this is absolutely wrong. This isn't what I wanted at all. Were you even listening? Like, that's going to happen sometimes. And a lot of people cannot take any criticism at all about their art, much less, you know, being really proud of something and then getting the, no, you were 100% wrong on that. You need to go back and change everything to an idea that you personally thinks look bad. And that's hard to take. But ultimately, it's their job, and like, I can, if I really disagree with somebody and I think this is not going to look good, or, you know, or if we're doing a comic and like, I don't think this is going to look good, or I don't think it's going to help the story, I will explain my take on it. But ultimately, like, it's their book. So if I plead my case and they still want to go their direction, okay, you're the boss. It's your book. I will do exactly the way you want it, and I'm not going to be snarky about it. I'm not going to be like, okay, you can screw it up if you want to. Like, I will make it the best version of that I possibly can. But that's part of it. Like, you got to get used to that kind of stuff. And getting used to people sending in for revisions was hard for me at first, because I had the same mentality a lot of artists do. They're like, this is a piece of my soul. I put, you know, my heart and everything into this. It is not. It is a job. It is a job that you're doing to make money, to get paid. Like, it's a thing we do. We get to do something fun, but I'm not, if you're paying me to illustrate your book, I'm not doing this for my own personal edification to live out my dream or tell my personal story on the page. I'm here to tell your story. And you being happy with it is the most important thing. Giving you what you wanted is job number one. If that's not exactly the way I wish I could get to draw it, that's fine. You're the one that has to be happy with it. It's not about me. I can do books like Green Zone for that. Available now at GoMrFish.com. Live on Kickstarter for 14 more days.
There we are. There we go. Now time to color. Kind of digging that. I don't know what the screen is looking like.
I have 3 streams today. My voice is going to be gone by the end of it.
Oh my lord!
I
also
did
saw
2 long streams the other day. No, I did 3 the other day, and I lost my voice.
Also, I noticed that you did the Roll for Hero style on your last thumbnail. I saw the one that you were doing for the 5-star, I think it was, and it was like,
Oh yeah, I used the style. Yeah, 100%. Those figures are so much easier to draw than the way I was doing it, and like I said when I was trying to draw Fiance, it's much harder for me to try and get a likeness when I don't have lips and nose and things to use in it. But that style that you set with it is much easier and quicker to draw, and then trying to draw a more, I don't know, Hanna-Barbera-ish, Flintstone-ish version of the characters. I really like it. I like it a lot. It has made my job a lot easier. That's why I love mimicking it when I do thumbnails for Roll for Hero. And plus, keeping the brand consistent and everything.
I forgot why I even drew it in that style, like to begin with. Like, I obviously, yes, for simplicity's sake, but I think it was just because at some point I was just trying to learn how to draw myself, because I do a lot of self-portraits. Especially one of the funny gimmicks I used to do in all my sketchbooks. I used to carry like a butt ton of sketchbooks, and there was an ongoing gimmick. It started in 2017, if I'm incorrect. My lord, that's close to 10 years. That's 9 years ago. My gosh. But around that time frame, I remembered I started drawing these 3 notable characters. It was always myself. It was a samurai ghost. And then it was this cute little creature that I call a NERP, like NERP. I don't know why I call it that. It looked derpy and funny in a weird way, and I just called it a NERP. I don't know why. I just did. It was the cutest little thing I'd drawn. But every time I started a brand new sketchbook, I would actually draw myself, draw the samurai ghost, and then draw, the little NERP. And I would always draw as in like little weird, funny situations. Like there'd be times where we're standing heroically like heroes. And then one time I drew us all like if we were, having a root beer float at a bar. Or this one other time I remember drawing us going to the beach or something like that. And it was like the cutest little gimmick in every single one of my sketchbooks. So I did a lot of self-portraits because of that. And, that's why I got used to drawing myself. So I guess I wanted to simplify the style a lot. And that's why I guess I stuck with the whole little cutesy variations of us. And also I wanted to simplify how he looked, because like I understand, like, again, when Fish drew the thumbnail when we first kind of did our first streams together, he tried drawing me as accurate as I could, in real life. But I'm like, okay, that's fun. Let me see if I could just try to, I guess make it cutesy. So then I decided to just give Fish like the big round circular head, because, you got that beautiful bald head over there. And then for me, I had the hat, and I wanted to emphasize like a cartoon characters, so it's usually like standing above their heads, not really, like on the head sometimes. And it was a ton of fun. It was a lot of fun getting to sketch out those cutesy little designs. And it's just very fun. It's very simplistic, not too wanting to gouge your eyes out and trying to figure out, how do I pose this character in this way? Kind of a mentality.
Which, Benjamin, where are the chats not showing up from that you say? Like, I'm looking at, I can see Dragon Gaming's last comment on Esteban's channel. It's showing up. Let me see if I can find mine. See if it's Katie and Jessica's are showing up there on that one. Let me know where they weren't showing up. Everything, who knows, man? Sometimes things just don't connect right, but everything says it's coming through, but that doesn't mean it is. I'm sorry if we've been missing your comments because we love the comments.
We love the comment section. We love all of our strange nieces and nephews and those in between. Trying to see what kind of amazing suggestions y'all have. Because I can imagine y'all are just trying to chuck out some of the crazier things out there.
Not the YouTube chats, but whenever I try to make a new one, it wasn't showing up. I'm sorry, man.
Ruh-roh.
Thought it was something on my end, he said. I don't know, man. Everything's been acting screwy on me lately, man. My Messenger has been a mess. I use Messenger and Facebook for like all my business work because all my clients came in through there. And I really don't need to be missing messages on that. And then all of a sudden I'll get a message from somebody and it'd be like, are you ever going to answer this? And I didn't see that they've been trying to get a hold of me for a week. All right. I think that's probably it for him. Oh, he probably needs a pattern up here too.
There we are. Brighter. And now we gave him a cool visor. There we go. Now I kind of did the extra crab legs in the back, kind of like being a cool cape-ish flowing thing.
There we go. That's a good idea. Okay, I'm liking that. All right, now I need to do scales down his belly because he is a segmented android dude. Plus, I did try to say that the android crab looks like the old design of Mr. E's wasp android. To me, it's probably just the feet. Yeah, well, it's also the same creator, so we tend to use a lot of the same caveats and tricks, and things will look similar. Like, they called me out for the lizard guy I was drawing last week, looking a lot like Virgil in his hands. Absolutely he did, because I've drawn Virgil's hands 100 times, a million times.
Yeah, actually, I kind of noticed the same pattern whenever I started drawing giant robots and like evil robots and stuff like that, or just robots in general, some of them. Because I started
showing up on stream, he says.
What?
Let me check the comments again, because well, when I look at your page on your channel, where apparently everybody watches, and I don't watch on the Mr. Fish Comics channel, I'm not going to take that personal, Dragon Gaming. I see all the comments I see on the page is showing up over here. If there's something that's missing, then it's not showing up to me either, which makes me wonder if that's not a YouTube glitch, perhaps. Because I went onto my YouTube page and tried to comment a response because I thought some of y'all that were commenting before the show were on my page. I don't know why I thought that, but I went there. I didn't see anybody's comments, and so I made a comment saying that we were waiting on Uncle Lee to get in, and it never showed up over here. And when I refreshed YouTube, it was gone from mine. So I think that was a glitch on YouTube. And then I went over to your page and left the comment, and then it showed up over here finally. So I don't know. That's the ultimate answer, is I don't know.
All right.
I'm the art guy, not the IT guy.
No, honestly, no. The IT guy is my father-in-law. Gotta love the IT.
Father-in-law, we need you.
Exactly.
Call his names 3 times in a bathroom mirror with the lights off, and he shall appear.
Nah, see, in his case, I need to be playing some. What's that one metal band? Damn, they have like a bunch of skeletons as part of their whole like cover art and stuff like that. I don't know why I'm not remembering it.
Metal band with skeletons. Never heard of that.
I know, right? No, I
That
just gotta get
doesn't seem to
some
match the
pot
vibe.
and let me see. Now it's like some pot. Play a Dolphins game where they actually win, and then I think you'll appear. Because the Miami Dolphins suck. Because
My
as a
first
Floridian,
thought
like,
when doing a big cat is like oranges, and I put tigery stripes on him because I was thinking tiger and shark, tiger shark. So I was going with the stripes. But then I'm thinking shark colors, and then I'm like lizard colors, and then I'm his android. So if I was doing an android human, I probably wouldn't make him beige. I'd probably make him a different color.
Okay, cool idea. Use the circuit board texture as like the stripes and stuff like that for the Android aspects of it, and that still plays onto the pattern vibes of like the that cat, that cat thing. Like I'm thinking like cheetah mixed with tiger, so then you have like those little cheetah spots, but then also the stripes, like the circuit boards and stuff.
That could be a good idea. That could be a good idea. I'm going to leave the stripes I drew for now, but I can take them off. But I still need to come up with a color scheme.
I got a few.
I want to do a lighter belly. I want to do a darker back, like a shark.
I'm not going to lie. Your character brings the, like, when I look at it, it brings, or it's giving, like, anime protagonist in the best way possible. Like the posing of it, the head turning around, it's all like, I am the anime protagonist.
Definitely has that. I don't want to have to destroy you, but I will if I have to.
Exactly. I'm loving that.
I will not let my people down. I will give it 1,000%. And then as the camera slow pans and nothing happens on screen.
I think I'm all done on my end here. I don't know what else to really add on to this.
All right, look here, Mr. Quickity Quick. Little Mr.
This is the first for me, okay? Listen, it's been a minute since I've actually drawn a character not symmetrically, and then just kind of going from that. And then look at that. Beautiful.
Little Mr. making me look bad on 3 shows in a row. Not going to take that personal, he said as he gritted his teeth in anger.
This is interesting. I very much enjoy this. I'm very proud of the fact that I stuck with the crab vibe, because if I did the starfish, I would have copped out and just made it look like a Megazord from freaking Power Rangers.
Go, go, Power Rangers.
There we go.
Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
Mighty Morphin Power Ranger. Dun, 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 dun. There's actually another character that I drawn here, and
like you said, it was because all the chit chat, says Benjamin. Absolutely.
We be chitting, we be chatting, we be yipping, we be yatting. Yapping,
got a superhuman with 2 minor powers of cloaking and skin color changing. Uses an ancient weapon. So I think I might end up being another caveman design. That's pretty cool.
I also want to show this off. So I remember missing one episode of Roll for Hero, and that's when Fish had your buddy on there who's a teacher and such. And I didn't follow any prompts on that one. I kind of just followed my own prompt, and I drew this guy.
Oh, cool. Isn't he a handsome, dapper little dude?
Oh, yeah. Best pilot in, the eastern sector of the galaxy.
I can dig it. That's cool, man. I like it. I love the like totally humanoid body with the big what is it? It's not his abdomen sticking out the back.
It isn't. It is like a bug abdomen.
Is it the abdomen? I thought it was.
Yes.
I thought it was different.
It's the abdomen.
Okay. I thought it had a different name for that part.
So now this is actually my character that I get to, kind of put into that. So this is, and I did actually roll for this. Where's the book at? There it is. Where are you at? Because I rolled the following as I look at this book like if it's an ancient tome of old. Where are you at? Where are you at? There you is. And I also drew another one that I ended up rolling up for funsies. And I actually like that design. I'll show that off in just a bit. So this one is a tentacle-faced alien that has one eye with a horizontal slit. So I already failed on the horizontal part because I made it vertical. Made it insectoid or bug-like, hence why he has the bug abdomen, or like the bug butt, as I called it. Has 4 limbs, so the typical, arms and legs, and has armor plating. So I could do a little bit more of that armor plating aspect to this design, but I really like the way that this came out. And then there was another one that I thought was very, very hilarious. So yeah, I'm going to use this one as the stand-in for the what's it called? For that Roll for Heroes, for the one that I missed out on. And I like to think that he's a fun little pilot character. Where are you at? Am I blind? No, I'm not. I'm just crazy. Crazy. I was crazy once. They locked me in a room. A rubber room. A rubber room with rats. The rats made me crazy. So is this guy supposed to be Mr. E's take makeup since he missed an episode? Yes, that's exactly what that is there. Benjamin. Totally knew that. There we go. And then there's this guy over here. This other little, if my screen can keep up. I mean, then again, I am. What is going on with this device of mine? Oh, dang. Mr. Fish, your character's coming out fantastic. Love the cool blue colors that you're working with here. That is actually really, really nice. Gives the aquatic and also like the sleek nature of it.
Yeah, I was thinking it might hit the vibe I was going for.
Oh, that's
I don't
awesome.
like that, though.
So yeah, so this is the little fellow that I ended up drawing as a separate set of rolls that I'd done. Now I didn't do the crested.
Oh, he's just a little man's all.
He's a little man. Yeah, so he's like, I didn't do the finned or the crested head. Is what I rolled up, and I'm like, I'm not really gonna choose that one. I did do the 2 eyes with the vertical slits. So again, I also screwed up the eye slits on that one. But I like the narrow one because it gave Kermit the Frog vibes, and I'm like, we all love Kermit the Frog. Modular limbs and what's it called? I think natural physique or something like that. I think was his power or something like that. I forgot. But I think the whole point of the suit was that it is supposed to like allow him to move his arms or whatever that is. But either way, I really do enjoy this one as well. This one I feel like is like the fun comedic side character, but is actually written well and not too annoying.
Mm-hmm.
He looks like guys, listen. It's like, okay, listen. I know I'm the funny one here, but there's an asteroid on the way right now. So how about we just kind of you can finish this yap sesh, get on out. Like he'll get everyone all aligned at the same time. Like he can hold an episode on his own, is what I'm saying. And
be the one that's not afraid to call everybody out. And...
100%.
That yellow red alien looks derpy, says Benjamin.
And that is true.
Fighting words.
I mean, definitely beats. Well, doesn't beat this one. I mean, once I showed Fish this design, it was game over.
I love that one. I think that one's cool.
Bullet head. Just make a tokusatsu hero who's primarily like just known as Bullet Head. He's like the Ultraman. We came up with a bit of a fun side, or Fish came up with the whole concept where it's like Japanese student comes to America, but then all these monsters come out and about, and he kind of takes the place of being that kind of hero to knock him out or something like that.
Mm. Yeah, and just I love the idea of him being like a foreign exchange student, and nobody notices that he has, the big metal head. They're just like, oh, well, yeah, he's from Japan or whatever, and don't think twice about it. And, he just keeps pulling a Clark Kent and disappearing every time aliens attack and whatnot.
Not gonna lie, I would actually have this one team up with Rocket Fist. Like the time that I would start working on Rocket Fist comics, I feel like he would be, because Rocket Fist is supposed to be a villain, then turned hero. So I feel like this character would actually be the guy to kind of set him on that course to be like, look, dude, I don't want to have to keep beating your butt all the time. So how about you just stop doing this villain crap and then just join me? At least I'm not getting arrested for what I do.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, they fit the cyberpunk vibe for, this whole little world that they're in.
Oh yeah.
And speaking of, I guess I might as well kind of yip and yap about the ideas that I have going on for these characters and stuff. So these three characters that I have right now, I have Power Core, I have Grub, and then I have Rocket Fist. I was always picky on the third character, but I'm glad it was Rocket Fist just because he was a super fun character to design. And again, because Fish and I kind of went back and forth with, how he looked, coming up with a solid design. This was a blast and a half. Going to show you that human creativity matters. This was a product of human design and, and fun. So we're all here about that. Imagine the ultra value PJ Masks. Look, Chainsaw Man's you know what? I didn't even realize that the Bullethead character, low key, now that I see it, it would be Chainsaw Man inspired unintentionally. It turns out there was this one other artist that I saw make his character something similar, and I'm like, I kind of like that, and I just made it my own. But yeah, so I would actually put the Bullethead character and Rocket Fist together, and I would kind of put them in their own little separate universes. So the Grub is going to have like all his own fun adventures and his little superhero world. So he knows nothing of these two characters. He doesn't know anything about Rocket Fist. He doesn't know anything about Power Core. Like, they live in their own worlds. So this one idea that I had is that I would work on a few of their books. You get to know more about the character, the adventures that they go on. And then all of a sudden, some crazy, multiversal thing happens and three different worlds collide. So it creates a whole new world, Disney pun intended. Because, I live in Orlando. I'm like 9 minutes away from Disney World. So, yeah, so it creates like this whole new planet, and now there's like a whole new set of readjusting that has to happen. So now you have all these like classic heroes from like this Marvel-inspired world. Then you would have all the heroes or the tokusatsu stuff inspired from here. Hold on a second. Tryon says, got an alien snake human hybrid with skin color changing abilities, electricity, and body weapons. Thinking a mental Gargan snake alien.
A metal Gorgon snake.
Gorgon, I knew that.
The hybrid can use the powers, but humans aren't great at resisting lightning.
YouTube are showing up on stream. All right.
Or aren't, is he saying? I don't know. He says are, but I'm not seeing any new comments on your page. I'm going to refresh it.
Actually, yeah, because I have my phone up right now. I only see my fiance's, and that is it. I could just be going cuckoo banana balls here.
And let me look at my page just to make sure. I don't think anybody's watching over there, but let's see.
But yeah, so that's more or less the plans for these three over here. So like,
fiance commented on mine. Thank you, fiance. That's where she made her comment.
As we should. Oh wait, I was looking on yours. I don't know why I wasn't even looking on mine. Look at that. Fiance loves you more than me.
Consideration. Please get rid of cloaking and skin color because I've gotten those a lot.
Noted. Definitely.
We need to make up a whole new list of stuff. 100%. You're right. Keep
we're definitely gonna do that. But again, we're also gonna figure out what's gonna happen for, like, again, next week. Tune in to the season 2 finale of Roll for Hero. We're gonna figure out what universe we're gonna be drawing in next. We're gonna figure out what it is, because again, we don't even know what we're gonna be drawing in. We don't know what whole thing we're gonna be rolling up. So you join along with us and see what happens there. Because all I know is it's gonna be a blast and a half, and obviously we're gonna have a whole new set of powers or a new set of abilities or something else of that kind of caliber. Again, highly dependent on what we roll up in this next season.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, but this was a lot of fun to do. But yeah, to kind of get on to but more or less about it. Basically, I kind of had some fun inspirations. We have a classic tokusatsu, like Kamen Rider world with this guy over here. We have the classic Spider-Man and fun comic book shenanigans with the Grub, and then we have a cyberpunk setting for Rocket Fist. So those are the three universes I kind of want to work on separately and then eventually put together. But that is all of that there. But
wasn't the Fuse 2 settings to make a world for Roll for Hero the idea I suggested? Could be. It's been a minute. I can't remember who came up with it originally, but YouTube comments aren't showing up, says Trey Hunt. See, that's wild. Because they're not showing up for me either when I go to YouTube. They're not, none of them are showing up. None of these new comments from any of these guys were showing up when I go to your YouTube page and look at the video.
Yeah, no, I'm looking at mine. I ain't seen anything new.
I'm thinking it's got to be a problem on YouTube's end, which, I mean, things happen sometimes.
Sometimes.
Because if I can't go to YouTube and see it, then Restream not seeing it is not a surprise. Been trying to suggest mantis shrimp or pistol shrimp for the past hour on YouTube.
Oh,
I'm sorry, man.
Especially mantis shrimp. Oh, that would have been brutal. Because those guys.
Dude, the pistol shrimp with those claws, dude, and the color scheme on those guys is amazing.
Oh yeah,
that would have been
100%. That would have been brutal.
But yeah, I like this guy. I don't know what to do with him. I don't know what his story is. To me right now, he is just a shape. He's an android. You know, he's like the base form, the base model, but I don't know what his purpose is going to be other than, you know, we built a robot that looks like our alien species. Imagine if some being was forcibly fused the worlds of Rocket Fist, the Grub, and PowerPoint.
That's kind of the point. That's kind of what's going to happen. My goal is that I want to do those universes separately. And then, you know, giving you time to enjoy the character, who they are, getting to know their world. And then all of a sudden to have those worlds merge into one crazy abomination. You got a whole crazy cyberpunk setting. You got the classic Marvel style, kind of a New York City type situation. And then you have whatever the heck Kamen Rider is. And then you just got to have all these three worlds merge together. And that's more or less what, you know, that's going to be. Again, usually I tried just chugging everyone into the action, but I'm like, I want to make it fun for myself again. And I want to work on the characters.
You know, I think Trey's right. I think that's who this dude is. I think he is the anime antagonist. And I think the first season or two of the show is going to be figuring out his purpose and what he's going to do with his life. You know, is he there to be programmed for somebody else, you know, and to follow instructions, or is he going to strike out his own path and find his own course of what he wants to do with his life? I think that is his story. That is, you know, he has just gained sentience and has to decide who he's going to be and what instructions he's going to follow. Maybe he's the beginning of a new race of biomechanical aliens that happens to resemble a shark, lizard, big cat. I like where Ben's coming from.
We love it. We're here for it. And honestly, no, and I agree with wholeheartedly. And I mean, I stated it first. Listen, not to say that I said it first, but I mean, Trey had to emphasize it here.
But yeah, it was 100%.
And I just totally realized I had to try to figure out how to put in that electrical, you know, kind of power to be established here. But
are we going to do a stream talking about all the characters we made for the sci-fi universe and the overall story? That's a good idea, Trey Hunt on Facebook. That's a good idea. You know what we should do? We should do like a season 2 recap after episode 12. And then we can go back and look at all the characters that we came up with and where we think they would fall in relation to each other. And that would be really cool.
Because this is, after all,
a character from last stream on Instagram, Dragon Gaming 459. I searched for Hero and nothing new came up, but I will particularly search you out and see.
Yeah, because I was gonna say, because I mean, sci-fi universes can always be super expansive, so I can see like kind of like how what Star Wars, in my opinion, is supposed to be a series of different stories that are supposed to be told throughout the galaxy. I can see this entire sci-fi saga filled to the brim with so many different adventures. Now, for me, I try to keep it, you know, with Jupiter Jack and Meteor Mandy, but there are some characters that are so like Whoop, I hate. Hello.
The Council of Wraiths. They're judge,
Hold on.
jury, and you are their executioner.
Oh, sorry about that. You got a little glitch on my side over here.
Uh-oh. You
Okay,
back?
but that's pretty solid. That is awesome, dude.
Mm-hmm. Also posted his characters he rolled for last week, he says. Let's see. We saw this one last week.
We did see that one. Blood Diamond was one that we have seen. Oh, even going as far as to doing the hero. Oh, I never saw the Hero Forge models.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that is so cool.
Oh, the Hero Forge model for this one came out really good too.
Oh,
and that's all using
incredible.
parts he found in there. We were talking about it.
Oh, that is so cool. Man, I kind of want to bring back that idea of like going back on Hero Forge, designing a character, and then just kind of hopping off of that again. And that's how Rocket Fist even happened. For all I know, I can make another character that could be just as lovable, but probably not.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great place to play around with parts and get a vibe for things. I would definitely recommend changing things from the model if you're going to put it into a comic book. Like, don't use the exact same shapes from the gun or the armor, because somebody has a copyright on those and might recognize the distinctive shapes that they put into something. But using it as an inspiration to get to where you're wanting to go is a really fun, interesting way of doing it.
Oh yeah, I remember I made this one character on Hero Forge. I call him Slime Glider, and he was like he was a funny little character. I made him on Hero Forge first, and then I drew him doing, I just kind of drew him separately. But he was I think I have him here somewhere. Let me just kind of use this little electrical blue thing to kind of emphasize that electronic pulse. There we go. Honestly, I think season 12, honestly, I don't even know if we should even draw something season 12 just because we did a lot. Season 12, episode 12. I don't know. I was probably saying something out loud. I'm just yipping. I'm yapping. Don't mind me. Because I do like the idea of just getting to talk about like where everything kind of fits in the grand scheme of like the whole sci-fi saga that we got going on over here. Blood Diamond is the Green Zone character. Herculean is the cosmic hybrid human bug, and Cold Star from a couple of weeks ago. Dang. You are having at it, man. Like, I'm telling you, y'all are getting awesome with this stuff. I'm loving the amazing creativity coming from this guys, like wholeheartedly. I know I say it a lot, but
there's so many great ideas coming out.
This is true, Trey. Hero Forge is great for seeing the visual concepts, especially if you have the idea of the character in your head and you just need to figure out how you're going to get it done. Then you really want to try to pump that out and stuff,
And getting to play with a lot of different pieces to try a lot of different ideas out quickly and visualize it is really great. And like, I don't know, some of y'all may not be old enough to remember this, but there was a real popular 2D app that you could get that would let you build superhero characters, and it had all kinds of different crazy armor and costumes and weapons and capes and things, and you could make your character bigger or smaller, more muscular, skinnier, make him a man or a woman, and then throw all these pieces on and end up creating really cool looking little 2D images of characters. The one thing I have noticed from that, though, is there are a lot of indie characters out there that all have very similar design elements that come directly from that app, especially people of like a certain generation. Like a lot of guys my age that found that app, 5-10 years ago and were creating a bunch of characters on it. A lot of those indie characters now have the same like armor that has the same skull as the chest of it or things like that. And I see those same design elements over and over and over again. I'm like, I recognize that because that comes from that stupid 2-dimensional app that didn't have to worry if you put giant spikes on the shoulders and now you can't raise your arms because you're going to stick the spikes through your head. It didn't matter because you weren't in that. You were just standing there in a still position. But yeah, I see those used over and over again, and it makes a lot of characters look the same because they take that 2-dimensional image and then hand that to an artist and say, this is my reference image, make it look like that. Not, this is the inspiration image, make something really cool that is similar to this. So, like, if you hand it to me and say that's your reference image, I'm going to make it look like that. And that can come into an issue with some copyright problems because a lot of those design elements are owned. Just something to keep in mind, especially if you're not an artist that is drawing up your own stuff out of your head, like Esteban's transforming invertebrate crabman over here, which is he looks like an awesome like villain for Power Rangers or something, you know.
Oh, 100%.
Like,
I'm not gonna lie. I'm kind of
and then grow up to, you know, 100 stories tall and stomping on
Oh, you
buildings.
kidding? No, this is the antagonist for your character.
Oh yeah.
Like
I forgot we were doing that aspect altogether. I completely forgot about the hero villain aspect. I'm glad my character came out looking more heroic because that zoomed right past my head when I started trying to figure out how to combine a tiger with a lizard shark.
No, what you chose the villain this time, so that's supposed to be the villain. Yours is the villain. You chose to do villain.
Oh, that's right, I did. Okay, I forgot. I said I forgot. I forgot that I picked the other side.
And you know what? Yeah. Hey, I think this is the perfect idea of like, don't judge a book by its cover, because maybe when you see these two battling, you're thinking, the crab dude's the evil one. Like, look how angular and sharp he looks. He's dangerous.
Oh man. Just imagine, like, he shows up on an alien planet, and then all of a sudden, like, say he grows to like 100 stories tall, and everybody's like, "Oh my God!" Not realizing he's doing that to save you. Like he's growing to this gigantic size to save your world from some oncoming disaster, and everybody's running and screaming and crying because he looks like a crab monster, and this guy, you know, looks more sleek and sexy, and they're like, "Ooh, what's his story? I'm just waiting to kill you is all." You know, like I'm just looking for a way to destroy your planet.
Oh, it makes it worse because he has it. Because again, the way that you drew him, again, unintentional or not, he has those like kind anime protagonist like eyes. Even if they're like reptilian, you're like, "Oh, I trust this character." But that could be the intrigue of it. You know, he's supposed to be
and like the cat's eyes, they could be big and round and enjoyable, and then whoosh, down to
and then,
little
like, they turn very vertical and sharp, and they're like ready to attack you. But then this one over here has the appeal. Like, yes, he's sharp, he's rigid, he's a crab monster, you know, android. But when you think about it, he has like that heroic like visor who happens to, you know, once you kind of take the villain label off, seeing him more from a heroic perspective, you're like, oh, he's just a really sharp and angular hero. And then you have the other one. All right, now Louisiana. I can't tell. Why are other states calling me? I don't know. Anyways, Benderson's, I did my own interpretation of the last week's role and made my version be based off of stuffed animal, of course. That is in a storage unit, but I'll write a story when I post it. All right. Can't wait to see how that turns out. But yeah, I like the idea that maybe you can't judge the book by its cover. Like, I can imagine if we did, people are going to be like, "Oh, I want to see what this blue lizard dude's all about." But then it turns out, psych, the lizard dude is actually the villain, and the crab one's actually the hero.
Mm-hmm. That'd be cool. But on that note, we need to get going because I need to get ready for the next show for the 5-star feed starting at 5 o'clock Central Time on the Mr. Fish Comics YouTube channel or the 5-star feed YouTube channel, Facebook, wherever. And then after that, I'm going to be on Chat and Draw with Mike Watson on all of his channels. So I'm going to be going at this all night long. Mike's going to be drawing an image for Green Zone. I'm hoping to get a cool image that we can turn into a sticker or a pinup or something. Would be really neat. So He always draws really awesome stuff. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm hoping my voice holds out long enough. So y'all be praying for me. Send a little honey water and lemon at me or something, keep my voice going.
Oh, for sure. And not only that, I gotta start putting. I bought the new table for my place because I gotta put some stuff on there. I mean, we got German roaches up in here, and we gotta try to get that all taken care of. And tomorrow, the guys are coming in. It's gonna be all
apartments.
Yep. Outside of that, everyone, thank you so much for joining. This was actually a blast and a half getting to draw these amazing, cool characters. Hopefully, can't wait to see what y'all draw. But anyways, we're gonna end our show here. So for those that have watched, thank you for staying awesome, staying weird, and of course, always trying to keep life to the easiest. Always remember that art inspires all, but you can inspire more. But until then, everyone, go check out Mr. Fish on all his platforms, and we'll see you when we see you. Keep it easy, guys. And even if you were to have like a prompt of 10 different things, right? Like say if you had one prompt of like, oh, like here's 10 different personality traits, here's 10 different superpowers, here's 10 different drawbacks.
I like coming up with random list of powers and then just see what I come up with.
Imagine rolling just those things every single time. It's always going to vary. The possibility of that happening is, again, like a 1 in 10 chance, but it's like, it shows that there's
always something else cool right around